find with consumers is that if they will ever tell me what their real budget is, usually I find if somebody says my budget's $400,000, I always try and get them a $350,000 boat, because everybody has a top number, but they'd always like to get it for less. And if I know the number, and then I know where they're going to sail and how they're going to sail, I can say, well, you don't want to get one of those, you don't want to get one of those, you don't want to get one of those. You're restricted to these 2 or 3 boats, because in that price point, this is the right boat for your cruising agenda, okay? And that comes to me very easily because I know all the different boats, I've surveyed them and I've sailed them, and a good yacht broker will be able to tell you that as well. But what's the right cruising boat for your agenda? Okay. If you're gonna take a boat and bring it to the Caribbean and park it there and just putter around, in my opinion, as I say, anything will do. It doesn't have to be Mercedes quality. It doesn't have to be fast. It's just doing short sails. Now, if you have to sail from Nova Scotia, Canada, or Newport, Rhode Island annually, all the way down to the Caribbean and all the way back, then you're going to be making at least 2 10 to 12-day passages a year on that boat in open ocean. Then the performance of the boat is going to start to mean a little bit more, and the comfort of the boat as it's moving is going to mean a little bit more, okay? So then you're probably going to want to get a boat that is a little bit quicker and has a lot of underwing clearance so that you're not slamming and banging and pounding all the time, okay? If you're going to be doing transatlantics, and going over to the Med, you can get a somewhat smaller boat for the Med, because in the Med you run up in this catch-22. If you get too big a boat in the Med and you get in Italy or Spain and you have to go to expensive marinas in the summertime, it's going to be very costly, and there's a lot of limitations. So in the Mediterranean, you definitely don't want to get a boat, if you can avoid it, over 50 feet. Okay? Unless, of course, you're in the luxury cruise charter trade or something, you're chartering your boat out in July and August or something like that. If you're going to go into the South Pacific and you're going to really do a lot of miles on your boat and passage making is important, there's a couple things you want. You want a boat that will sail well in light air, because in the South Pacific the trades run about 6 knots less than they do in the Caribbean. You're going to want a boat that has good clearance, because you're going to be sailing a lot, so you don't want to be banging and slamming. And you're going to want as much waterline length as you can get for your budget and ability to sail. Okay? The longer the boat, the smoother the ride, the faster you're going to go, and the more your payload is going to be distributed throughout the boat. Like when people take 40-foot catamarans into the South Pacific, I always say, yeah, you can do that. Remember, people have sailed around the world in 12-foot home-built Warren Tiki Pahis, and but that doesn't make them ideal. But if you take a 40-foot catamaran and there's 3 people on the boat and you need to carry all your provisions and everything before you leave Panama, you're going to have full fuel tanks, full water tanks. You're going to have all this food and stuff. So you're going to take an already relatively slow boat and make it even slower, which means that your passages are going to be even longer, and furthermore, your exposure to storms is going to be expanded. Okay? Performance is a very underappreciated dimension of safety when you're really out in the ocean, because now with satellite communications you can hire a weather routing company to contact you when bad weather is coming, and they can say, hey, listen, turn left and go as fast as you can in that direction, turn right, park the boat, whatever. Don't go to sea and cross oceans anymore without satellite communications and a weather routing company telling you what to do. If you want peace of mind, don't sail like those old whale ships over to Nantucket in the fog without any idea what you're coming up against, because that's why when you fly a plane over Nantucket and you look down and you see all the rocks and all the wreckage, you think, how the hell did those guys ever do it?